All right, so we talked about TradingView, which is the platform that we use to do the analysis. Now let's talk about the platform where you're actually going to be opening the trades. That is going to be MetaTrader. Now, MetaTrader has two main versions, MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5, but they basically are the same thing. There's just a few minor differences which are not really that important. So if you learn how to use one, you're gonna learn how to use the other one, and it doesn't really matter. Plus, when you have an account, a trading account, you can always choose MetaTrader 4 or 5 as a platform, or other platforms as well. But since you have a choice and you know how to use MetaTrader 5, that is the one we're going to talk about in this video, you can just simply go with that one and you won't have any problems. Now, before we get started with actually the platform, you're going to need an account. You're going to need a broker to open an account. The broker is what allows you to get connection to the actual market. The entity that is the connection between you and the market and you being able to make money on the markets is going to be the broker. So the first thing you're going to need to do is open an account. Now, you can use any broker. There's one broker in particular that I use, which is Fusion Markets. We've been using it for years. It's a regulated broker out of Australia, has very low spread, low commissions, and that is the one that I advise you to choose. But even if you use other brokers, the procedure is going to be exactly the same. You're going to go to the Fusion Market website and you're going to press on create an account. It's going to ask you for some information, add that information, and then you are into the platform. So this is the first thing that you're going to see. Now I'm going to skip the tour because I already know how it works. So the next thing that you're going to need to do is open a new account. Now for this video, we're going to use a demo account just because I'm going to be opening some trades just to show you kind of how the platform works and everything around it. But of course, if you want to open a real account, a live account, you're going to have to add some verification. That is a very good sign about a broker, by the way. If it asks you for verification, it means that it's actually regulated and it's not just a scamming broker out of somewhere in the world. So that is something you're going to need to do if you want to open a live account. So in this case, we just want to open a demo account. So we're going to press on new account. We're going to go on demo, and then here you can see it's asking you for the platform. Let's go with MT5. Account type 0 means zero spread, which is something extremely important that you're going to need to have if you want to trade the RTS. Base currency euro, leverage 1 to 100 is perfectly fine. You can even change it. Let's put it to 1 to 300, but even just 1 to 100 is perfectly fine. Let's make the account 100,000 euro. We're going to need to add some information, so let me add that real. All right, perfect. Now, once you've done that, you're going to receive an email with some credentials. And this is exactly what the email will look like. Now, obviously, I'm hiding the password, but still, it's just a demo account. So even if you access, there's nothing to take from there. But there's a few major things that you need to pay attention here because you're going to need them when we move over to MT5. The first one is going to be the login, the actual number. The second one is going to be the server. Then the third one is going to be the password to obviously access this account. You can see account type 0, currency euro, 1 to 300. This is the account that we created. So perfect. Now we have the credentials for the account. It's time to move over to the actual platform. So now, boom, magic, we are now on my phone, and you can see I've already downloaded the app. I've removed all my previous accounts, so this is exactly what you're going to see as well when you open MT5 or MetaTrader 5 for the first time. So let's press on it, and it says open a demo account. Let's press on cancel. We don't need to open a demo account because we've already done that. So let's press on cancel. Let's go here, and you can see it's already taking us to this page. If you don't get to that page, you can just simply press on trade accounts, press on the plus, and here you see it says brokers. So enter a company name. We're going to add Fusion Markets, this one, Fusion Markets Party Ltd. Now on the server itself, you're going to press on this one and you're going to go to demo. On login, we're going to add the login number and the password. Obviously add the password that you see in the email. All right. You can save the password just so you don't have to add it every single time, and press on done. Once you've done that, you are now logged in into your account. You can see 100,000 euro. If you go to settings, you can see the name Demo001. This is the account that we've created. So let's talk about the interface for a little bit. Let's explain exactly how it works. Here on the main section where it says trade, you're gonna see the account, you're gonna see the balance, the equity, the free margin, and the open trades. This is also where you're gonna manage your trades, where you're gonna close them, we're gonna open them, where you're gonna take partials. So in just a minute, we're gonna open a few trades and show you exactly how that works. But let's first talk about the other sections. In quotes, you're gonna have all the major pairs that you have saved here. When you first open an account, you're gonna have basically all the majors, but you can always press on the top right corner on this pen and just remove the ones that you are not particularly interested in. Let's just keep Euro AUD and AUD USD. You can see now I just have these two. Perfect. You're gonna have here the pairs that you trade the most. Now, I want you to pay attention to a very important number when it comes to this section. You can see under AUD USD, it says 9:03, which is the current time in Central European time. And then there's like a 0. That is the spread. And we talked about spread in some of the previous videos. It's extremely important that you have very low spread. And you can see that with future markets, with this type of accounts, you're gonna have very low spread. As of right now, the spread is 0 and it fluctuates between 0, 1, and 2. So that is very important. That is what you pay attention to. On charts, you're gonna see the charts that you're actually looking at. If you wanna change pair charts that you wanna have here, you're just gonna go to the quote section again, press on Euro AUD, for example, press on chart. Now, every single time you go to chart, you're gonna have the Euro AUD one. On the chart itself, you can see the trade itself. So we're gonna talk about that in just a second. In history, obviously, you're gonna have the trade history. You can go by days, by weeks, by months. You can filter by pair. You can basically do whatever you want. And in settings, here you can add multiple accounts by pressing on new account. On mailbox, you don't really use that one. News, you don't really use it. Trades, you don't use it. Chat, traders community, MQL, all these things, you're not actually gonna use them. And once again, with this series, I'm telling you guys, I'm being straight up honest. I'm not sugarcoating to you or like explaining more things than what you need. I'm just telling you basically the things that you're gonna be doing on a day-to-day basis. So all these things, I don't think I've ever used them in 5, 6, 7 years of using this platform. So that is the reason why. OTP, you don't need that. Interface, you can change language, obviously. Charts, you might wanna play with this one because you can change the colors of how you like your charts. For example, the color scheme, now it's color on white. If we go black on white, you're gonna have just a regular chart like on TradingView. And you can change them, you can kind of play around with the settings. Just once again, go to settings, charts, colors, and just kind of change the colors from down here. Make it exactly as you like, if those are the things that you kind of are into. And here, once again, you can also change a little bit more about the charts. Do you want to see the trade orders? Do you not want to see them? Do you want to see the positions, the stop loss levels, the trade history, etc.? I just keep it exactly as it is. I don't really play around with that. Now, let's talk about the main thing. Let's just say, back on TradingView, let's just say that I found a great trade opportunity and I want to open a buy position from exactly where we are right now. So I'm gonna open a live execution trade. I want the stop loss to be here and I want the take profit to be somewhere here. I want a 1 to 3 a live execution trade, which is very unlikely to happen, but this is just to kind of show you basically how the platform works. So we're gonna go back to MetaTrader. How do we open this trade? So you're gonna press on trade. You can see once you press on trade, you can have all the different types of orders. We talked about this before, the limits, the stops, and the live execution. In this case, you want to open a live execution. Now, as far as the lot size, in this case, you can see you can choose as many lots as you want. Let's just say that I want to risk 1% on this trade. How do we do that? You're going to press 2 times on the long position, on the buy entry. You're going to add the account size, so 100,000 euro. The lot size is always going to stay on 1, as I explained to you. The risk is going to be 1%. So this is going to be the actual stop loss. and this is going to be the actual take profit. So you can see it says quantity. If the live execution is right here, we need to open 1,020,412. So that is 10.2 lots. The stop loss is going to be at 175,361, and the take profit is going to be at 176,129. You can see I'm just adding the numbers that we've had on the charts on my MetaTrader, and I'm gonna press on buy by market. Boom. Now the trade is open. And obviously it works the same exact way with buy limits, with sell limits, with stop orders and all of those things. But I wanted to do a live execution just so we can talk more about the trade itself, so you guys fully understand how this platform works. Now you can see that if I go to charts, it shows a up arrow, which basically says that we have bought on this level, and you can see that I can see the stop loss level if I zoom out a little bit more, and I can see the take profit level as well. So this is the exact entry that we had on TradingView. This is the entry itself on MetaTrader, and you can see that we are a little bit in a loss. Now we already have the take profit. If we wanted to close the trade completely, we can just left slide, press on the tick, and then press on close this order by 10 by 2 with a market loss of 40 euro. All right, we're not going to do that, but let's just say that the trade is in profit. All right, let's just say that the trade is moving up and we want to take some partials. We want to close a little bit of our position, like a fourth of our position. So we've opened 10 lots and we want to close a fourth. We're going to close around 2.5 lots. This is exactly how we take partials. Boom, done. So now you can see that first of all in trade, the trade is still open, but now there's only 7.7 lots opened because we have closed 2.5 lots at a profit. We have made 7 euros on those partials and the trade is still going up. Let's just say that we want to take more partials. We want to close 25% more of the initial position. We're going to go once again back here in the lot section, 2.5, close by markets. Boom. We have just taken more partials, and if you see, if I go to the history, I can see the partials that I've taken. If I even look at deals, it shows a little bit more in detail. Made €7 on the first partialization and 18 euros on the last one. Now the trade is still moving up. Obviously, we're not going to wait for the final take profit. This is just the example. But let's just say you close the trade, the full position, boom. Now we don't have the trade anymore here. We go to history. You can see all the positions. First partial 25%, second partial 25%, and then the full position. We can see that we've made about 140 euro. This is the actual position, and once again, this is the history. This is where you find it. This is exactly how you use this platform. That is that simple. You just use it to do the things that you're already thinking about doing on your TradingView. In TradingView, you do your analysis, then you take your trade, you go to MetaTrader, and that is essentially where you replicate exactly what you have done. In the charts, you can add some instruments, but once again, you don't really need to do that because you're gonna do most of those things on your TradingView itself. And this is essentially it. Now you can also open trades by pressing on the plus in the middle trade section. So that's pretty much it for MetaTrader 5. You guys know exactly how to open your account now. You know how to add it into your platform. You know how TradingView works. We're getting closer and closer to basically the completion of this first section of the RTS. So I will see you in the next video.